Boy, I had to pull a Braden Price right there. So I got a banger for you all today, and this is actually a couple days after that, and it was the best time of my life. Really, like, best vacation ever. So, y'all stay tuned and enjoy the video. Alright, so I'll tell you all how it began. So we started out, we got to the house, and the house wasn't ours. They said that we didn't rent it or anything, so we had to go through that, and luckily we got stuff figured out. So there's a dock we were on the bay side, and then there's the beach side, so we went on the dock and started catching some bait fish. And Mike, one of our neighbors, came out there with a shark and was starting to fillet it up, and we got to talk to him and talk about how the fishing's been and meet him. We get to know each other, and we started talking, and we said our goodbyes, and we decided to go out there and try to catch some surf fish. So we went out there for a little bit, went swimming, and then we came back and was trying to catch some bait. And Mike kindly came out there enough to come out there and threw his big cast net out there for us and caught us some bait, and we went out that night. And I told him, I said, I'll see you guys in the morning, we'll get some bait for you. And he was like, all right. And then 7 o'clock, my alarm went off, and I woke up, jumped right up out of bed, and got dressed, ran out to the dock, and I actually went and started just catching them, just cast net after cast net after cast net. I was just catching a bunch of pinfish and little bait fish. And then 8 o'clock about rolled around, kept filling up the bucket, and then 8:30 came in. Mike came out there and started helping us catch some bait and telling us what to do and kind of teaching us how to catch all this bait. So we went up there, and Dad came down about 9 o'clock after we had a bucket full of bait. And then Jeremy came down, which was the owner of the house that Mike and Jeremy were staying at, that took us on the fishing trip. So he came down and went, and then we were still catching bait because we had a whole 5-gallon bucket full of just solid bait, and they were going to go fishing out that day, and they said the fishing's been really good. So they started going, and we started catching bait for them, because me and Parker just really like to be nice, and it'll be like to help people out. So you're adding two things, fishing and helping people out. They go good together. So we were just helping them catch a bunch of bait and having fun catching the bait, just going out there, throwing the cast nets, catching my little fishing rods and stuff. It was a fun time. And my dad came out there and started talking to them, getting to know them better. And then they asked us, the best words I heard in a while was, would y'all want to go out with us on the boat? And after I heard that, my heart started going. I started freaking out, like inside. I didn't want to like show it outside and act like I was kind of weird or something. And I started like going like, oh yeah. And my dad asked me, he was like, Preston, you want to go? I said, is that even a question? Because I didn't even know. Like I didn't even know what to say and to that, because that was a guaranteed yes. So I said, was that even a question? And so we were like, all right. He said, give us about an hour. We're going to go get some breakfast and then come back and pick y'all up on the bay side. We said, all right. So we got all ready, went out, got some food, and then came back, waited on them just a little bit for them to bring the boat up and over to the bay, to our dock. And we hopped on the boat, and they're like, you ready to go? We all said, oh yeah. So we started heading out. We headed out just right out from our little bay cove little deal that we had in there where our house was. And we started trying to catch some redfish. So we had these little bobbers, had about a foot or two of line out, had some pinfish, some mud minnows, and some mullet on, and just trying to catch some fish. And we kind of caught a little bit of catfish and stuff, and then Parker actually hooked up on a ladyfish, and it started out as a shark to a tarpon to a barracuda, and then it went to a ladyfish. So that was really fun, and Parker was freaking out about it, and it was just a fun time right there. And that was just getting started. And then we started, after that ladyfish, we actually started catching like little sharks. And then we were like, all right, let's go step up and try to catch some bigger boys. So we loaded up everything, set down the redfish rods, and picked up some of the bigger rods for the sharks. So we went out, found a nice little drop-off point, and we cut up that ladyfish that Parker caught, and hooked it up on some hooks, threw it down. And I'm telling you, it was really quick, like 10, 15 minutes. Boom, fish on. And Parker was sitting there reeling it, and it jumped out of the water, and he's like, oh, I lost it, and was reeling it. And the fish was actually running towards us in the boat. It was running towards our boat. So Parker was just reeling it, and he's like, and I kind of tried to pull him in the water because he wasn't expecting it. And that fish sadly got off. And then another 5-6 minutes went by, and then boom, the rod said, about almost ran out of the boat. But
Oh, boy.
the rod holder had it locked in. And so he about pulled the rod in the water, started grabbing it, started reeling up our lines up above us, and started handing the rod over. Dad actually grabbed the rod and started reeling it in, and he got it all the way up. And it actually ended up being like a 4 to 5 foot black tip shark. And so we went, put him in the boat. We did everything we needed to do, bled him out and all that stuff, threw him in the cooler. So that was actually the first, for sure, shark we caught that day. And it was a good shark, Dad's first ever shark. And it was crazy, We stayed at the spot. I think we caught maybe one more fish. I don't really remember off the top of my head. So we moved over, we're like, all right, let's go try another spot to try to catch a bigger boy. So we're stepping up a little bit to like maybe some big ones. So we went out there and started fishing, and I never caught a fish all day long till that point. And then we started just reeling in, like we getting bites on like little power bait like deals, what is it, like little bites, getting bites, trying to catch just whatever, a bite on those. And then we started actually kind of getting shark bites, and we went and caught a couple little sharks. And then one of the rods actually started do, and we're like, all right, let's let them eat it. And then there was just boom, 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 just stopped. And then we waited about 3 minutes or so, and Jeremy asked me, he said, Preston, go reel this up and see, and check it. Like, go and check it. I said, all right. I go, take it out of the rod holder, go like this, start reeling it up. I feel boom. And then I feel another boom. And I feel boom. And then actually, so there's sharks down there by it or something, and the shark were going at it when I was reeling it up. So I actually hooked up on a shark, reeling in. I look over, Dad had a shark on too, so we were doubled up. We were reeling in these sharks like 2-footers, just reeling them in. Got them up there, really proud. I think they're sharp nose, I think that's what it's called. Correct me if I was wrong. Sharp nose sharks. And that was awesome. That was like my first fish of the day. After that, we set the rod down. They said, let's go for some big boys. So we went out there, and we went out to the Gulf, went out a little bit further out. I'm talking, we were probably 300 yards off the shore. Dropped the lines out, the big rods. I'm talking reels this big, the size of my head. Dropped the rods out with some bonita, with a half and half bonita on each rod. And Jeremy said the nice words. He said, there she is. And all you can hear is the line just ticking. Tick, 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 tick. That drag is pulling. We had a big boy on. So we hurried up, kind of scrambled around, reeled up the other lines, reeled up everything else. So they asked me if I wanted to hop on the fish. I said, oh yeah. So I got strapped up and clipped on, and all I was told was to hold on. So I was ready, I was pumped, I was waiting for this moment to happen. Biggest fish of my life on the end of this rod, and all it was up to me now just to reel the fish in. So I was going, and all the years I've been watching YouTube, you go, reel down, pull up, reel down, pull up. It was just like pulling up a big old car or something huge. And then you'll get those times where he goes, and starts pulling the rod back down. And it was the funnest experience I ever gotten. And I finally got him going, he came up, and then he actually went and got all the way up to the shore, all the way up to our boat, and he started twisting the line. It went down, and then he got out of line and got him back up again, and then we got him up to the boat, started petting him, letting him go, and then we went, cut the wire off, and then there he goes. There she goes. She went bye-byes. So, we got her up and cut the hook, and this is what we got right here. This is the setup that caught the big one right here. Got a, 5 ounce sinker on a metal leader. Big old swivel. I think that's like 300-pound mono right there. Awesome little rig. Awesome little rig. Huge thanks to Mike and Jeremy for taking us out. It made our whole entire trip best vacation we ever went on. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please give a big like and subscribe. I personally enjoyed this video making it, and it was just a straight up blast. I had the best time of my life, really. I got to reel in a shark. I got to reel in the biggest fish I ever seen, and it's just crazy. But thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for more videos, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.